dying to get on it. I would have played a tree. I didn't care what I played. I wanted to get on it.
Sharon Stone, a name that still carries weight in Hollywood and beyond, epitomizes the complexities of stardom, where success, love, and heartbreak intertwine in a maze of contradictions. From a stunning rise to fame as one of the most recognized sex symbols of the 90s, to facing personal and public betrayals, her story is a mosaic of triumphs and tragedies. Sharon's life is a testament to the high price of fame, the vulnerability behind the glamour, and the deep personal cost of seeking love in a world often indifferent to the human heart. As much as her name will always be tied to Basic Instinct and its iconic leg crossing scene, there's far more to Sharon Stone's journey than what the world saw on screen. Behind the headlines and the red carpet appearances, her life tells a different story. A story of resilience, vulnerability, and the pursuit of love amid betrayal and heartache. But what does it cost a woman to be thrust into the limelight, adored by millions yet endlessly scrutinized for her choices? The rise of an icon, from stardom to scandal. In 1992, Sharon Stone became a household name with her role as Catherine Trammell in Basic Instinct. That leg-crossing moment in the film became legendary, catapulting Sharon to global fame and solidifying her position as one of Hollywood's most coveted stars. She had arrived, and the world couldn't get enough of her. But Sharon Stone's fame was never built on innocence or conventionality. She became the epitome of a new kind of cinematic allure, dangerous, sexually empowered, and fiercely independent. As the world watched in awe, Sharon embodied a character that was both alluring and terrifying. Basic Instinct was not just a film. It was a cultural event, one that would go on to define Sharon's career. However, beneath the dazzling lights and critical acclaim, the world was only seeing part of the picture. Sharon's rise to fame, though meteoric, was not without its shadows. The very thing that made her an A-list star would also be the source of her personal turmoil. As her career soared, so too did the public's fascination with her personal life. The intense scrutiny that came with her newfound fame would leave lasting scars. Hollywood's shadows, infidelity, and betrayal. One of the most talked about aspects of Sharon Stone's life was her involvement with Michael Douglas, her co-star in Basic Instinct. The chemistry between the two was palpable on screen, but off-screen, it led to rumors and intense media scrutiny. While both actors maintained their professional distance, the tabloids quickly picked up on the potential for a romance, and the media storm followed soon after. At the time, Michael Douglas was already married to his wife, Deandra Luker. Their relationship, though, had begun to falter, and the press used Sharon's alleged involvement with Douglas as the catalyst for their public breakdown. While the affair was never fully confirmed, the speculation was enough to turn Sharon's name into a lightning rod for controversy. For Sharon, this was the beginning of a painful journey through Hollywood's double standards. She was still relatively new to fame, navigating a world that often valued image over substance. In her search for validation and love, Sharon found herself at the mercy of Hollywood's ruthless machine. She had not anticipated becoming a part of a very public scandal, but she was thrust into it all the same. The affair, whether fueled by genuine attraction or the desire for validation, became the first significant betrayal in Sharon's life. The media branded her as the homewrecker in a marriage that had already been fractured. She was caught between the heady allure of fame and the harsh realities of the consequences of such affairs. The aftermath, Michael Douglas, and the fallout. When Basic Instinct premiered, it was not just a moment of triumph for Sharon Stone, it was also the beginning of a very public unraveling. The film made her an A-list star, but it also created a scandal that shook Hollywood. Sharon was now at the center of media frenzy, and Michael Douglas's marriage to Deandra was suddenly the subject of public debate. For Sharon, the fallout was devastating. The press, eager for sensational stories, painted her as the villain in a high-profile divorce drama. In the public's eyes, Sharon had become the symbol of infidelity, and no amount of praise for her acting could shield her from the label of the homewrecker. It was during this period that Sharon's vulnerability began to show. She had never set out to become the center of such a scandal. She was simply a woman searching for love, trying to navigate the complexities of relationships in the unforgiving world of Hollywood. But the fallout from the affair with Michael Douglas was swift and unrelenting. Her name became synonymous with betrayal, and Sharon found herself caught in a storm of public judgment. In the years following, Sharon would admit that what she had truly wanted was simply to be loved, to find someone who could see her as more than just a sexual icon. Instead, she was left to pick up the pieces of her shattered reputation, and the weight of it all took its toll. The second betrayal, Sylvester Stallone, and the trap of desire. After the scandal with Douglas, Sharon Stone's personal life continued to make headlines. On the set of The Specialist, Sharon began another secret affair, this time with Sylvester Stallone. At the time, she was married to journalist Phil Bronstein, but the distance between them had grown. Sharon, feeling neglected in her marriage, found herself drawn to Stallone's attention, and the two began an affair that lasted for years. Stallone, notorious for his many relationships and marriages, had a reputation as one of Hollywood's biggest womanizers. Sharon, meanwhile, was struggling with the coldness in her marriage to Bronstein, and the allure of Stallone's charm was hard to resist. What began as a fling soon developed into something more complicated, and Sharon found herself again caught in a trap of desire and secrecy. Their relationship was shrouded in rumors, with the press quick to label it another scandal in Sharon's life. Stallone would appear at her hotel room door in the dead of night, his deep voice coaxing her into a world of temptation. Sharon tried to resist, but the emotional void in her marriage made it difficult for her to say no. She was trapped between the allure of a powerful man and the growing distance in her marriage. The affair with Stallone would add another layer to Sharon's emotional baggage, further complicating her already tumultuous personal life. The emotional turmoil would only deepen the cracks in her marriage to Bronstein, even though, at the time, the media remained largely unaware of the full extent of her relationship with Stallone. The fallout, divorce, and the price of forgiveness. As the affair with Stallone continued, Sharon's marriage to Phil Bronstein began to show signs of strain. Their relationship had already been tested by the affair, but now it was clear that the cracks were too deep to ignore. Sharon's life had become a whirlwind of secrecy, guilt, and public judgment. Yet, despite everything, Bronstein chose forgiveness. Rather than filing for divorce immediately, Bronstein gave Sharon a second chance. He hoped that by forgiving her, they could repair their fractured marriage for the sake of their son. Sharon, deeply conflicted, promised to end the affair and return to the life she had once known. For a time, it seemed as though they had managed to salvage their relationship, but the media had already set its sights on Sharon, and the scandal continued to haunt her. Sharon would later admit that she had been deeply ashamed of her actions. Her marriage to Bronstein, though never perfect, had once been a source of stability. The affair with Stallone, however, left its mark. It wasn't just the betrayal of her husband, it was the realization that she had lost herself in the pursuit of someone, that she thought could make her whole. The media, meanwhile, continued to watch and wait. Every move Sharon made was dissected, every public appearance scrutinized. As the years passed, the weight of those decisions would continue to affect Sharon's sense of self-worth. The second betrayal, Sylvester Stallone, and the trap of desire. Sharon Stone's life in Hollywood, full of fame and glamour, was also marked by personal struggles and betrayals. After the highly publicized scandal with Michael Douglas, Stone found herself caught in another affair that would leave lasting emotional scars. On the set of The Specialist, 1994, Sharon began a secret affair with another Hollywood legend, Sylvester Stallone. At the time, Stone was married to journalist Phil Bronstein, but her personal life had already begun to unravel. Stallone, renowned for his many high-profile relationships, presented an irresistible escape from the growing emotional distance between her and her husband. The affair, though never fully confirmed in the public eye, became one of the most talked-about Hollywood scandals of the 1990s. The allure of Stallone's fame, reputation, and charisma were powerful draws for Sharon, who was feeling neglected and misunderstood in her marriage. Stallone, himself in the throes of celebrity excess, was equally drawn to Sharon, making their connection feel like a moment of liberation from the demand of their personal lives and public personas. What began as a passionate affair soon turned into an emotional entanglement. The line between professional collaboration and personal involvement blurred, and Sharon found herself once again caught in a whirlwind of love, lust, and self-doubt. She was no longer just a Hollywood starlet. She was a woman trapped in her own desires and mistakes, seeking validation in a world that demanded perfection. The fallout, divorce, and the price of forgiveness. As with her previous scandal, Sharon's affair with Stallone led to the eventual breakdown of her marriage to Phil Bronstein. The emotional toll of her infidelity, coupled with the weight of public scrutiny, took its toll on their relationship. While the tabloids had a field day with the affair, Sharon was not ready to give up on her marriage entirely. Bronstein, despite the betrayal, chose forgiveness. Instead of filing for divorce immediately, he decided to give their relationship another chance. This act of grace offered Sharon a brief glimmer of hope, and she promised to turn her life around. Yet, as much as Sharon tried to repair the damage done, the cracks in their marriage were too deep to ignore. By 2004, the marriage came to an end, officially citing irreconcilable differences as the reason. But those close to the couple knew that the seeds of their separation had been planted long before, and Sharon's ongoing struggles with love, fidelity, and self-worth played a significant role in their eventual divorce. In the aftermath, Sharon found herself questioning her choices and the true cost of fame. The pressure to maintain a perfect public image, the emotional strain of her personal relationships, and the overwhelming sense of isolation had created a life she could no longer sustain. The toll was evident not just in her marriage, but also in her health and well-being. Despite her efforts to rebuild, the shadow of past mistakes loomed large, and Sharon was left to navigate the complex aftermath of her actions. The final betrayal, Jack Nicholson and the unwilling sinner. As her marriage to Phil Bronstein came to an official end, Sharon Stone was once again caught in the orbit of a powerful man, Jack Nicholson. Known for his notorious womanizing and a string of high-profile relationships, Nicholson represented the kind of attention and desire Sharon had been seeking for years. This time, however, their relationship was different. It wasn't based on love or emotional connection, but on mutual desire and validation. Though their relationship was never fully publicized, it was another fleeting chapter in Sharon's troubled, romantic life. Nicholson, who had never been one to settle down, moved on quickly as he had done with so many before. For Sharon, however, this marked a deeper betrayal than any before. She had long sought validation and love from powerful men in Hollywood, but once again, she was left alone. Nicholson, like Stallone and others before him, never truly offered her the commitment or affection she needed. For Sharon, Nicholson symbolized the final betrayal, a man who, like the others, used her for his own pleasure, but never truly loved her. It was another chapter of her life where she was left searching for something that had always seemed just out of reach. Though their time together was short, Nicholson's involvement left Sharon heartbroken once again, reinforcing her sense of emptiness and inability to find lasting love. The legacy: a woman alone in a crowded world. Today, at 67, Sharon Stone stands as a reflection of both triumph and tragedy. Her once vibrant career in Hollywood has slowed, and the world no longer sees her as the seductive and powerful woman of the 90s. Instead, Sharon has become a symbol of survival, a woman who has weathered personal pain, public scandal, and the cruel machinations of the Hollywood machine. Sharon's journey has been one of complexity, of a woman who sought love in all the wrong places, who was caught between the desire for validation and the harsh realities of fame. In the public eye, she was the icon of sexual allure and strength, but behind the scenes, she was a woman deeply affected by love, loss, and infidelity. She was, and still is, a woman who navigated the expectations of Hollywood with grace, even as her personal life fell apart. Her struggles with love and relationships have not been without consequence. Sharon's path through Hollywood was marked by a series of broken relationships, betrayals, and unfulfilled desires. Yet, as she moved further from the spotlight, she has come to terms with her past. She now focuses on her family and creative pursuits, finding solace in a quieter life, away from the glare of the media and the demands of fame. A survivor. Sharon Stone's wisdom in the face of Hollywood's cruelty. Sharon Stone's journey has made her a survivor, someone who has learned the hard way that fame, beauty, and success do not guarantee happiness. She has seen firsthand how the bright lights of Hollywood can cast long shadows, and how the pursuit of perfection can lead to self-doubt and disappointment. Yet, despite the betrayals, heartbreaks, and public scrutiny, Sharon has emerged stronger. Her story is not just one of scandal and infidelity, it is a story of resilience, of a woman who has endured the weight of Hollywood's expectations and the cruelty of personal betrayal. Sharon's journey through the world of Hollywood has left scars, but it has also given her wisdom. She has learned the hard way that fame and beauty are fleeting, but love, forgiveness, and self-acceptance are what truly matter in the end. Sharon Stone's experience serves as a cautionary tale for anyone seeking validation from the world outside themselves. In a world where beauty and success are often equated with worth, Sharon's story proves that true fulfillment comes from within. She has learned to embrace her own imperfections and find peace, no longer chasing fame or recognition, but instead focusing on the things that bring her true happiness: family, creativity, and self-empowerment. Conclusion: Sharon Stone's legacy of strength and survival. Sharon Stone's life has been a roller coaster of monumental successes and profound personal struggles. From her rise as one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses to the personal betrayals that followed, she has endured what many could not withstand. Yet, through it all, Sharon has emerged as a symbol of resilience. Her journey is not just about the pain she has faced, but about the strength she has drawn from it. In the latter years of her life, Sharon has transcended the need for external validation. Once defined by Hollywood's expectations of beauty and fame, she now embraces her true self, having learned that real happiness and self-worth come from within. No longer the seductive femme fatale of the 90s, Sharon Stone's power lies in her ability to reclaim her narrative. She is a woman who has faced betrayal, heartbreak, and public scrutiny, but has found healing through self-reflection, personal growth, and a focus on what truly matters: love, family, and creative fulfillment. Sharon Stone's story serves as an inspiration for anyone who has experienced pain and loss. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, we can rebuild, redefine ourselves, and emerge stronger. Her legacy is not just that of an iconic actress, but as a woman who turned her struggles into strength, leaving an indelible mark on both Hollywood and the hearts of those who have followed her journey.